Yes, we are back again. This time around, we are about to look into the third game of the preseason that Liverpool just played. And this time around, we played against AC Milan over there in Hong Kong. Do recall that Liverpool squad has been in Hong Kong for the past 5 days, 6 days. Yeah, we've been there for a while now, and the training sessions has been going on. But this is what we are there for. The first game of the preseason. We didn't win. That's the point. We did not win this time around. But if you check the previous videos I made about preseason, both the one for Liverpool and the one for other clubs, one thing I say is that any preseason game is a game of no consequence. Yes, that is it. So winning it doesn't matter, losing it doesn't matter. Of course, when we won the first two ones, I was very happy about it. But now that we are losing this, it doesn't feel good. Nonetheless, the fact remains that it's a game of no consequence. But here is where we are going to dissect every element of the game. And we will also look at some key takeaways from the game. But before that, let's give you the things you need to know about the game itself. This is a game that ended 4-2 in favor of AC Milan. So like I said, Liverpool just lost the game. In the first half alone, we were the ones to concede the first goals. We conceded the first goal and we are lucky enough to get an equalizer due to a very nice effort by Zobo. Zobo just, that goal is fabulous. And it actually says a lot about Zobo because of the type of signings we've made this window alone. If you check the starting 11 that everyone is kind of predicting for next season, it's very rare to see Zobo there. We still don't know if he's going to be in the starting 11, but I'm very sure that he has a place in this squad. So we got the equalizer from Zobo, and at halftime, this thing about preseason, honestly, I don't really enjoy the part about the first half 11 players play, the second half an entire 11 players play, because that is the exact reason why if you check the people that played for Liverpool today, it almost seems like we are playing a formation that isn't Liverpool's formation. We're also playing so many people out of position, but like I said, since it's preseason, we know Arne Slot knows what he's doing. So whatever he has in mind to make this type of adjustments, we'll just hang around and enjoy it. So for the first half, in the 11 players that played, Vets is one of those people that played in that first half. We have Salah, Gravenberch, Van Dijk, Alisson. So these are the set of players that played the first half. Then in the second half, immediately after halftime, they did that sort of changes that I don't really enjoy, but we have to deal with it. So in the second half, a completely different sort of players came on board. But this time around, Gravenberch is the only one that was not substituted out. So Gravenberch played both halves of the game. Aside from him, for the second half, a completely different 10 players came on board. In this time around, we had the likes of Frimpong in the squad, Kekes in the squad, Kodigapo in the squad. And for that second half, Liverpool conceded 3 goals and managed to score 1. So that is what balanced the score lines at 4-2 in favor of AC Milan. The goals that were scored by Liverpool, the first one, like I said, was scored by Zobo. The second one, which was scored in the second half, was scored in the 92nd minute. In fact, I was looking at the time. It showed 92.40 something. That is 92.4849. That was the exact timing when we scored that particular goal by Kodigapo. And when he scored the goal, it was 3-2. So the players were trying to use the final minute, the next minute, because we got 4 minutes extra time. So the next minute, we basically had it in mind that, let's see if we will make something out of this. They were trying to go on a massive attack when a massive defensive error occurred between Mamadashvili and Tsimikas. It was a back pass from Tsimikas, but I think both of them have to share the blame. Both Tsimikas and Mamadashvili. They committed some sort of defensive error and it led to a goal. We are talking of between 30 seconds of Cody Gakpo scoring that second goal for us. And that was what pushed the scoreline to 4-2. So, as it stands in our preseason competition so far, we won 2 and we lost 1 at the moment. Let's see how the next couple of ones is going to be. But remember what I said, we have some key notable things to talk about. I actually have about 5 key notable things to take away from this particular fixture. Before we get into the first one, I have to say a big shout out to Liverpool fans over there in Hong Kong. They have been very impressive. They've been showing up for games. And funny enough, they also showed up for the training session we had maybe 2 days ago. 2 days ago, about 25,000 fans showed up. And for this particular game, on record, we have 49,700 plus. So we are looking at almost 50,000 people came to watch this particular preseason fixture. So the fans over there in Hong Kong, Liverpool fans, you guys deserve your flowers. And now, let's get to the key takeaways from this particular game. The first one is very obvious for anyone that watched this game, and that is the link up between Mohamed Salah and Florian Wirtz. If you watched the first half of this game where both of them played together, you could basically see that the link up is already existing. When Salah holds the ball in attack, he's basically looking up to see, oh, where is Flo? When Flo holds the ball, he's also looking around to see, yo, where is Salah? And two of them had a couple of switched link-up play in that half of the game that if they improve on it and if they carry this into the season, it's just going to be impressive to see them play together. Of course, each of them had chances to get a goal and assist, but it ended up not happening. Nonetheless, that first 45 minutes that we saw them play together is really, really impressive, and it gives us an idea of what to expect when two of them start building that solid connection and start having very good understanding of what each of them expect from each other and each other's strengths and weakness. Now, the second key takeaway from this game is not an impressive one. We are talking of the centre-back partnership. The key takeaway is that Liverpool need a centre-back ASAP. Like, we need it ASAP, immediately. Because just before this particular game kicked off, we got information from Arne Slot that Joe Gomez is no longer part of the squad. I mean, he was there with them, he's been training with them, but he made it obvious that he trained with them for the first half of the week and he had to travel back to England for medical attention because they started noticing signs of injury on his Achilles. So the injury concerns are back for Gomez, and anyone that is a Liverpool fan or anyone that basically watches Liverpool will understand that this is not something new. It's something we already used to. I don't think I've seen Joe Gomez play like 10 games in a row for Liverpool in recent years. Has he even played up to 6 games in a row? And we know Gomez is a decent player. He's also a very versatile player in that back line. He can play centre back for you. He can play in that right back position for us. But the injury concerns that surrounds him makes it very hard for him to be someone that you can trust at the back, especially going into a new season. And at the moment, we know that Kwanzaa is no longer part of the squad because we sold him for a very decent money to Bayer Leverkusen. So at the moment, we are left with Van Dijk at the back, who is very solid, and Konate, who is also very solid. But we know that there is a lot of talk about renewing his contract, and we are not seeing a lot of positive in that talk. So whether he renews his contract or not, we are now left with the third choice centre back of Joe Gomez, who, like I already said, he has a lot of injury concerns. So this shows that Liverpool needs to get into the market as soon as possible and start hunting for a centre back. I know we already have McGuire as a target from Crystal Palace. Talks about that have not really been reoccurring now because within the last couple of days we got Ekitike, and just recently everything about the signing of Isak is also becoming a trend again. But regardless of what happens, we need centre back, and if possible we need to get two. But based on what we've spent so far, I think we need at least one centre back, and we need Konate to sign contract and extend his stay in Liverpool. So, like I said, this second key takeaway is not an inspiring one. But then let's get to the third one, which is a very massive boost. Jeremy Frimpong. You watched him in the game. If you watch the second half of the game, Frimpong is the best thing that happened in that second half for Liverpool. His speed and his pace, the way he combines these two things together, the way he combines his speed to attack and defend is just very impressive. Like, he keeps on running and running and running. And the best part of it is that it's not just in attack, but he also applies it when he has to like come back and defend. We saw him against Estupinan, who, from when I knew him, he played with Brighton. I was even surprised to see that he's no longer in Brighton. But it turns out that Estupinan is now in AC Milan. He came on as a left back, and he had to duel with Jeremy Frimpong. And if I'm not mistaken, Frimpong won all their battles. Like, the take-ons are crazy. The speed is massive. And the fact that Frimpong is not even that tall makes it even more impressive, because he has a way to wriggle through the defense and just use that speed to outrun everyone out there. So the performance I saw from Frimpong today is very impressive, both attacking wise and defensive wise. And I just wish him all the best in Liverpool. I know he's going to cook. He will cook really massively. The next in line for our takeaway is Cody Gakpo and Dominic Zobo. These two, I mean, apart from the fact that each of them scored today, it's also very impressive to see how they handled their gameplay. Like, Zobo, on his own side, he was not too focused on the attacking side of the game. He worked in that defensive position as kind of a defensive midfielder, and he played it really well today. Every time he had to come back and defend, he did it really well, and he got a couple of chances to join in the attack, and he did it beautifully well. And that is why one of the outcome from that attack came as a goal, the equalizing goal he got from the first half. And on the part of Cody Gakpo, Gakpo has looked sharp throughout the training session in pre-season. So it's really not a surprise that he was able to get a goal for himself. So that's it on Liverpool's third pre-season game. And I think this is a good time to tell you guys to subscribe to the channel. Your likes and your comments are very important in what I'm building on this channel. And as you can see, this is just the beginning of it. We've not even experienced a proper footballing season. And when we get to that proper footballing season, I want all of you to be part of the journey. Thank you.